On 18 May 2023, the Commission sent you a request for the submission of the 5-year declaration of assets and personal interest. And on 24 May 2023, you submitted your 5-year declaration. The Commission also asked candidates to voluntarily complete and submit an ethics questionnaire, and you did so on the 31st of May. The Commission sent you 5 rounds of questions on 8 June, 21 June, 28 June, 7 July and 10 July 2023, respectively. You were asked a total number of 22 questions, including 58 subparts, and 26 of the questions included the request for further documentation. According to Article 3, Paragraph 4 of the Evaluation Rules of the Commission, a candidate may not provide information, documents or other materials during the hearing if the Commission requested these earlier and the candidate did not provide them within the time specified, unless the candidate provides sufficient justification. Members of the Commission will now start with asking you questions, and Non Chirtoacă will start with asking questions first. We will try to keep our questions short and to the point, and we ask that your answers be short and to the point as well. Nona, you have the floor.
Thank you. Greetings, Mr. Chirtoacă. The issue concerns cash savings in the amount of 45,600 euros accumulated during the period of 2008-2018 and the purchase of an apartment abroad in 2019. In your 2018 annual declaration submitted to the Commission, you declared cash savings in the amount of 64,000 euros. In your answers to written questions from the Commission, you noted that this amount had been accumulated during the period of 1994-2018 and that 45,600 euros of cash savings were accumulated during the period of 2008-2018. You also provided the amount of cash savings accumulated by you separately for each year during the period of 2008 and 18, which is set forth in the table in the fact summary that we furnished to you today, and this is table number 1. Mihaela, could you help, please? So it is at the end of this document. Yeah? Okay. From the information available to the Commission during 2008 and 2018, you and your wife had a total net income of 2,340,000 Moldovan leis, which is roughly 120,000 euros. In your follow-up answers to written questions from the Commission, you indicated that your wife and you had accumulated about 19,000 euros in cash savings before 2008. You also provided the Commission a table with the calculation of each savings accumulated by you separately for each year during the period of 2008-2018, adding your savings prior to 2008, which is set forth in the table in the fact summary that we furnished to you today, and this is table number 2. On 17 July, you provided the Commission additional documents and explanations. You also submitted a statement signed by VT and RT on 17 July 2023, attesting that in February 2011, you had lent 10,000 euros to them and that the loan was repaid in a year. According to your 2022 annual declaration submitted to the Commission, you and your wife own a 51.1 square meter apartment in one of the European states purchased in 2019. In your answers to questions from the Commission, you stated that To purchase the apartment for 52,000 euros, you had used your family savings accumulated between 1994 and 2018. In May 2019, your wife transferred 10,000 euros from your cash savings into your bank account abroad to purchase the apartment. I'll begin by asking you some questions to establish the facts. Hopefully they can be answered with yes or no response. Later I will ask you some questions and will seek greater detail or explanations from you. According to your 2018 annual declaration submitted to the Commission, you had cash savings in the amount of 64,000 euros that had been accumulated during the period of 1994-2018. Is that correct?
Este corect.
That is correct.
In the table number 2 that you submitted to the Commission in response to the 5th round of questions, you indicated that accumulated cash savings amounted to 64,600 euros. Please specify which amount is correct, 64 or 64,600 euros.
Honored members of the Commission, considering the fact that I was not a declarant, I expressed them with approximation for the different years. So I think that this difference is not that considerable, but I would like rather to ask the Commission to use the amount of 64,600.
Okay. In response to the Commission's questions, you indicated that during the period of 2008 and 19, your total cash savings amounted to 45,600 euros. You also provided the amount of cash savings accumulated by you separately for each year during this period. Is that correct?
Corect.
Yes.
So you confirmed the information which is listed in table number 1.
Da, sunt corect.
Yes, that is correct.
Please explain how you kept the cash. So where did you store this 64,600 euros?
Deci banii au fost păstrați acasă.
The money was kept at home. We have a safe box,
I-am păstrat.
and the money was kept there.
Suntem de surginti mai vechi.
We are a little bit more old-fashioned, so to speak. And we know that, well, we didn't have that much trust in banks, so it's only of late that we started having more trust in banks, but we used to keep the money at home. We also have security for our apartment insured, so it was not a problem for us to keep the money at home.
Please explain how you were able to know precisely how much money you saved in cash each year during the period of 11 years, and here I mean 2008-2018.
Da, a fost un efort
Well, that was
serios.
a considerable effort, certainly, but together with my wife, we sat down days and nights making calculations so as to make that available to the Commission, for the Commission to be able to use that as a benchmark to carry out its verifications and to arrive at some conclusions.
Evident că dacă ați observat
Certainly, if you might have noticed,
la runda a cincea de
in the 5th round of questions,
explicații
I provided some additional explanation because as time goes, you tend to recall some other things that you didn't recall immediately, because that's been quite a long time and we couldn't have known or remembered everything with great detail. But now, I think the way it is in the table now, that's the actual savings that we've accumulated, and those were the amounts.
ori
And
Noi am trăit modest.
We led a modest lifestyle. We knew what expenses we had, and obviously, for that reason, it wasn't that complicated to make these calculations. Also, considering that we had the money, and even if you take them from one pocket and put it into another, it was still our money, so it was not hard for us to make these calculations.
Well, in your answers to the Commission's fifth round of questions, you noted that the Commission should take into account 19,000 euros that you had accumulated before 2018. Is that correct?
Da, corect.
Yes, correct.
So you have just confirmed that your total savings before your total savings between the period of 1994 and 2018 amounted to 600 euros. So this is table number 2. Please have a look. So please confirm that the amount of cash savings that are indicated by you is the one that you maintain as the right amount, and not the one that was adjusted by the Commission based on information that you submitted previously.
Da, este corect.
This is correct.
Okay. Please explain the source of funds of these savings. I mean 19,000 euros.
Da. Deci, evident că ca fiecare familie...
Well, certainly, a family, once established, a family tries to put something away, to have a place to live, to have a roof, to have a table to eat at. So we've been collecting this money ever since we got married. There were christening parties and these family events. And then in 1995, after we got married, I also tried to set up a business together with my godfather in the Russian Federation. It was a fruit-related business. So I had already a startup capital. In 1999, we were thinking of purchasing an apartment. However, considering that the son of our godfather was supposed to be admitted to university, it was our agreement that we would pay together for that apartment. So our family and the family of our godparents contributed and provided that we would give them the money back when we would be able to. So along the years, I've already explained how things unfolded, everything around that apartment, I mean, and the money, we had the money, because you don't know what to count on in the future. We didn't work in the public service, in the public sector, so we didn't have that much stability. So we were trying always to save up money to be able to count on them in the future. So we had that money. And to convince the Commission that the question asked previously, earlier, was only about 2018, and not on, we did not focus on what happened before 2008. So that's why I tried my best at being honest, and given that there are also some money that was lent, I asked those people that I lent money to confirm that indeed we lent them some money in 2008, which was paid back in 2009. They did that, and that's the additional information that I provided. That was supposed to be as proof of the fact that we had the money to give it. I could have said we had millions, but it wasn't millions. So that was exactly the income, or rather the savings that we managed to put away, thanks to the honest work we've been doing since between 1994 and 2008.
I'm about to ask you some questions concerning the document you have just mentioned. Please confirm that on 17 July you submitted to the Commission a statement attesting that you lent 10,000 euros in 2008 to VT and RT, and the loan was repaid in a year. Is that correct?
Da, confirm.
Yes, I confirm that's true.
So it was from February 2008 to February 2009. Do you remember the months exactly? Okay.
Yes.
Da, deci ei eu le-am
I reminded them. You remember you asked for some money from us and we helped you? And he said, yes, it was in 2008 before my birthday. So we needed to make an investment. They were having on the central market some constructions going on, a business with a limited company, and they needed the money. So I lent them the money, and then they, whether it was 8th or 9th of February or 20th of February, I can't say precisely, but I followed what they told me. I did not remember the precise date.
You provided the money in cash and they were repaid in cash, correct?
Așa e.
Yes, it's true.
What is the relationship between you and VT and RT?
Avem o relație ca toată lumea, deci nu avem
Like
ceva de
all
secret.
people,
Nu ne-am
nothing
acuzat copiii,
special,
nu-
we did not christen each other's children or
Deci
something.
mai participă a participat la o zi de naștere la noi.
They were invited to my 40th birthday, but
Are legătură copiii,
we are
nu au
not
afectat
in close touch. Their children
sănătate, deci nu avem,
left the country,
nu ținem legătura.
so we do not have a close connection compared to other people.
And this is the printed letter, correct? The one that you submitted on 17 July 2023.
Da, exact.
Yes, exactly.
Who prepared this document, and do you have any involvement in the preparation of the content of this document? Did you have any involvement?
Da, evident. Evident că
Yes,
eu l-am,
obviously. I asked V
dacă ține minte,
if he remembers, like, did we have such a situation? Yes, I remember, of course. And I told him, could you please confirm that? And he said, Leonid, in what form? And I found it appropriate to give him a model.
am zis, uite,
I said, I sent it by email to him.
pot să
I can provide you that confirmation. And they maybe made some changes, but I gave them this model or template.
dânsii mi-au returnat deja
And then they gave me this signed affidavit.
am zis, uite,
And
este o comisie serioasă.
I told them, guys, this is a serious commission. I don't know if you heard about that commission,
10 pică și unul
where 10 fail and one stands. So
care să
there might be questions.
te întrebe.
You may be asked if you were the one to write it, and he said,
Solicit oricând pentru
no problem, that is true, and they can ask for us at any point.
Please confirm that the statement was signed on 17 July and why the statement was issued on that day.
Deci noi am, evident că ne-a informat comisia că
The Commission
suntem în
informed
fază de audieri
us that we are about the stage of public hearings. I looked once more. I don't know if you know or not, but
pres simt total, deci
that was total pressing.
mă uitam la computer și găsam
I was looking at the computer in the morning and realizing that I have to submit information on the next day. And like every person, I was thinking maybe I made some omissions or made some mistakes. And I looked once again through all the documents. I reached the conclusion that it would be good in order to avoid suspicions about that money, even though I declared the money in the first declaration and in the second, this amount is compatible with what the Commission calculated.
ne-am adus aminte de
And I recalled about that person. It was a Saturday or a Sunday, I don't remember exactly.
ei nu erau la
they were not in the city, they were in the countryside, so I had a phone call with him, and he said, send me a model by email, and we will see if it works for us, we will sign it and give it to you. That was on Monday, on the 17th. I met him in Chișinău on the job. I can tell you where. So he gave me this statement. In the evening, I checked once more this annex, and then I sent it to the Commission. That was the procedure.
On 17 July, for the first time, you informed the Commission of the existence of the loan, correct?
Yes, yes.
Please explain why you did not inform the Commission previously about the existence of the loan in the amount of 10,000 euros.
No one asked me about that loan. If the Commission was to ask me, I would have recalled about it earlier, and I would have informed you. Because, well, we provided some loans like that previously. This is how Moldovan people are. We tend to help each other, so... but we offered these loans, and then we got them back, and we did not believe it's that important. Since the money in the safe, we had 5,000 or 10,000 less for half a year or a year. I could not keep track of all of it. I did not have a register to keep track of all of it. Especially since the Ministry of Finance in our family is the wife, so she was the one handling the money in the house.
You partially explained, but still, please explain what the loan was for and what was the purpose of the loan.
For business, they needed, well, from what I understood, it was a company on the central market. It was a limited company. I don't know many details, but they told me that they needed the money. And previously, he helped me when I had other issues. So we've known each other since 1994, 1995, when I was a lecturer at the Public Administration Academy, and he was a student there. So we met at that time, and we had a friendly relationship, but not very close ever since.
Do you know what VT and RT do for a living?
Yes. RT is a director of a company. This is from what they told. They have a company. It's a name, C something, com. It's a limited company. I don't want to give an entire name. So they have a real estate that they offer for rent. They have other businesses as well, but he's retired already, and I think he's just managing this one company.
According to information available to the Commission, VT's gross income between 2008 and 2009 was 75,000 Moldovan lei, roughly 4,800 euros, and RT's gross income during the same period was 30,000 Moldovan lei, roughly 1,900 euros. So how do you were they able to repay the loan? How they were able to repay the loan in a year?
I apologize, but I don't know these details. I don't know how much they used of the money, because we gave it at interest-free.
chiar mă depășește.
This is really beyond me. I don't know.
Comisia va binevoi să-i
If the Commission would like to hear them, they
Eu știu că oamenii
might explain. I know that these people have never been starving.
nici nu au avut
At the same time, they were not very rich. So they were, in a way, investing all the time the money they had. That's why they needed the money when they asked for a loan. This is what I understood. But how exactly, how did they use the money or a part of it, I can't explain.
Did you make any efforts to double-check what their financial situation was to ensure that your loan would be paid back? What efforts did you make? Do you recall that time?
Da, păi eu sunt din meserie, nu chiar... Evident că omul se cunoaște.
Well, you know the people. They had a house, they had an apartment at that time.
Să-i recuperezi.
I would have obtained my money back.
Nici nu am pus discuție asta. Deci era
We never even
persoană care de cuvânt și
discussed about it. Was a person to honor his word, and I always dealt with such people.
treabă spunea una și făcea alta, m-am și
People, when I encountered people who were saying one thing and doing another thing, I got to court with them. So, but these ones were people of their word, so
nu am pretenții spre
I don't have any claims, any allegations towards them.
For your attention, information concerning their income is included in the documents that we furnished to you today, just for your information, so it is there.
Da, am văzut, dar nu am...
I saw that you provided documents. I didn't manage to look for all of them.
Yeah. So you can check it later on.
Da, da.
Yes.
Okay, let me continue. According to information available to the Commission, during the period 2011-2013, your wife opened 3 deposit bank accounts in her name. You also had an account into which you deposited 5,000 euros in 2012, which you withdrew in 2013. Please explain why you kept a substantial amount in cash if you had several deposit accounts.
În acea perioadă, băncile
During that period of time, banks had liquidity issues, and they had various
nu mai știu ce. Deci a fost
promotions in a way of offering attractive interest rates. So my wife was the first one to get involved in this,
dobânzile astea erau
and the interest rates were good, and I said,
încerc și eu.
let me try as well.
Am creat acest cont.
So I created this deposit account.
Evident că nu puteam să iau toți banii din
I obviously could not take all the money from the house and put it on that account. I just wanted to see how things would work
a
out.
fost deschis vara, nu mai țin
So I opened the account in summertime. I don't remember exactly the month
perioada exact, ziua, dar
or the exact day,
mi-a spus
but
pentru un an de zile.
so they told it's for 1 year. This is what I understood. It's opened for 1 year.
Ulterior am fost informat
And then I was informed that
sfârșit de an, deci
at the end of the year, this deposit was closed, and they asked if I want to extend it.
eu am zis că da,
I said, yes, I wouldn't mind,
dobânzi.
because I don't remember, like 100 euros or something interest, and I did not mind to extend it. But they said, oh, but the offers we had in summertime are not there now, so we had other offers for deposits, and I did not like what I heard. First of all, they had a floating interest rate, and the bank said it's right unilaterally to change interest rates, and there were issues with withdrawing the money. So from what I understood, if you sign this contract, you have no right to make any changes to the amount. So this extension of deposit did not work for me, so I brought the money back home. My wife said, what happened with your bank, this project, is now available at another bank. So she convinced me to put the money in her account to see
relațiile cu banca în continuare.
how the relationship with the bank would evolve. So subsequently, we withdrew the money because we saw you can't trust the bank. Well, you can trust the banks if you have a business, if you have where to pay them interests and things, but because they have better offers for companies and so on, but what they offered us did not seem attractive. That's why we withdrew the money and we used the money for our needs.
Actually, the question was why you kept substantial amount. This is you probably agree that 64,000 is quite sufficient. That's a substantial number. So you had deposit accounts, but you still kept it at home in cash. So why you did that? It's more or less understandable from your previous questions as well, but I would still appreciate your answer on that.
Deci banii, când îi ai acasă,
When you have money at home, or in your pocket, or in your hand,
primul, pentru că
you come first every time. Something could have happened. We were thinking in the future to buy real estate, and obviously it could happen that someone sells something like as a matter of urgency. And we believed that interest rate did not matter that much because you could gain in other situations if you were to buy a real estate, because the money was actually meant for us to buy real estate because our pensions are very small, and we thought that if our children will not want to use that real estate, we would give it for rent, and when we retire, that would be like an addition to our pension. That was the thinking. So why did we keep it there? I told you, we don't trust the banks. I personally was part of many litigations where the banks were failing and people were going into the street and there were scandals because people could not get their money back. So that was our thinking. Microphone, please, Nona.
Now let me move to another subject, which is related to apartment abroad. You and your wife purchased a 51.1 square meter apartment abroad on 27 May 2019 for 52,000 euros. You stated that you had used the family savings accumulated between 1994 and 2018. Is that correct?
Yes, it's true.
You also explained that the sum of 10,000 euros, which your wife had transferred into your bank account abroad in May 2019, had been to purchase this apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Please explain how you paid the remaining amount of 42,000 euros. This is the difference between 52,000 and 10,000 that was transferred to purchase the apartment.
Deci banii au fost în final.
Ultimately, we deposited the money
Dar au fost
on an account, but part of it
plătiți deci prin anticontract.
part of it was paid by a preliminary contract, and part of the money we took through the customs within the limit of 10,000 per person.
Is it correct that remaining 42,000 euros was brought in cash in that European state?
Da.
So all the amount?
Da.
Okay.
Yes, but it wasn't done on one day, so it was in several stages.
And when did you travel? How it was done? Can you explain the entire process?
Deci când deja am ajuns la
When we reached the conclusion that we were about to sign that sale purchase contract,
deschis contul,
we opened an account in Romania,
țara cea străină, că nu
the foreign country. It's not like the most foreign, so we opened an account there
împlut la
and
suma care a fost
we
necesară, deci
deposited the amount that was necessary 51,000 euro, and we paid 1,000 for some documents.
Deci au fost transferați acești bani
This money was
am închis.
transferred, and then we closed the account.
I'm afraid I'm not, I don't understand your answer. So we see, according to the bank data, that 10,000 was transferred, but we don't see any records related to 42,000 euros. So my question was, how those remaining 42,000 euros were transferred or taken to that country? This is the question.
Deci banii 28.000
28,000 were taken there before the contract was signed, and the remaining amount, we paid 10,000 through the bank because we could not take them across the border, and the rest of the money we took it through the border within the amount of 10,000. We had several trips at that time. I remember we crossed the border repeatedly, and we took the money. I think I provided you with our trips to Romania in the 5-year declaration, so you can check there how many times we crossed the border. So we filled that account up to the necessary amount.
So 28,000, you brought it in cash and you deposited into that account that you had in that country. And then you transferred another 10,000 from your wife's account to your account there. And also remaining amount you brought in cash and deposited into that account. Is it your statement? Okay.
Yes.
Please confirm that did you carry cash with you equivalent of about 10,000 euros?
Da, mai puțin.
Well, it was less. We were making sure to avoid troubles with the customs. We told them that we had the money, but it was never over 10,000. So it was within the amount that is allowed by law.
Do you have anything to add or further clarify with respect to any issues that we raised with you today?
No, I don't have anything to add. I tried to explain it with description. That's my professional training. And you can check through many sources that what I wrote is true. That's it.
Thank you for your answers. I'm done.
Are there any other colleagues? Yeah, Nadezhda, please go ahead.
Bună ziua, domnule Chirtoacă.
Hello, Mr. Chirtoacă.
Da, puteți să vă scoați
You can take.
Doar să clarificăm.
Let's just clarify one aspect.
Ați prezentat
So you provided a very detailed presentation for all the years, since 2008 to 2022, but we particularly meant the cash amount that you declared that you had in 2018, the 64,600. I just want to clarify. Did I understand correctly? You came with a statement about the loan, the 10,000 euros. That was your initiative. It wasn't. Yes, exactly. So you had the purpose to prove that you actually had that amount in 2008. Do I understand that correctly? If I may, let me put my glasses and I will try to. And don't need the headset right now. So, I always realize that the Secretariat works in good faith, and the questions that were asked were clear enough. And one of the questions in the 4th round, I think, the Commission asked me such a question. please fill out the table below with your cash savings that you gathered for each year in the interval 2008-2018, separately to the extent that you know. In good faith, I filled out that table the way I understood from that question. That's correct, Mr. Chirtoacă. Don't get upset. I just want to clarify. So you filled it out, and my question is, when did you recall that this 10,000 euros loan happened? When the Commission sent me a table with the calculations made by the Commission, I saw that that amount was not included, and I tried to explain that I did not put it there because I was not asked about it, and I tried to prove that I had that amount. And I could not have any other way to prove that I had the money because I did not keep the money in the bank. I mean, I understand it was possible for me not to submit it, but I just tried to prove it was your initiative. This is what I was trying to understand. When, in the previous rounds, because you were asked before there were any loans, at that time you were not remembering that loan, or why didn't you mention later? There was no such questions. No, I mean when you were asked if you had any bank deposits or something, at that point you did not make this connection to remember about it. I apologize, but no one asked me about it. The questions were about 2018 to 2022, and at that time I didn't have... Yeah, but then you received a question about bank deposits to confirm if you... Yes, there was a question, like, do you or your family members have bank deposits? And that's why you answered strictly about deposits. You did not think you could provide other information. I was thinking I should not mix up the matrix of the Commission. You have a sort of a matrix. I realize you have it based on what you work. So in the end, I understood, later I understood how it works. So, you know, if it was a second time for me to go through this exercise, it would be easier. I did this at my initiative to prove that I did not start 2008 with zero. I had savings collected before 2008. That was my purpose. Thank you, that's all. Greetings, Mr. Chirtoacă. Please clarify, when you crossed the border to take the money to the foreign country to purchase a car, did you travel alone or with your wife? Well, this was solved in the family. I always was with my wife, even with the children, I think. And these 28,000 euros, you took the money like in one installment or several ones? I think it was the 28 were two installments, so it was me, my wife, the child, and we did not go over. So you did not have to declare? No, I didn't. Okay, thank you.
If there are no other questions, then I think we come closer to the end of the hearing. I would like to give you the opportunity to make a brief closing statement. Please go ahead.
Thank you, esteemed Chairperson and honored members of the Commission. I must say that I felt like I wanted to apply for this evaluation, considering that, well, I started with the idea that you can't change the world unless you know the world, unless you understand the world. So that was a starting point for me. And given that for 28 years, and even more than that, I believe I've been working in the field of justice, I've been a counsel, I've been defender of human rights, this work of mine was corroborated further by research, scientific research in the field of law, and therefore, although it might not be modest of me to say, but I believe that I'm very familiar with the justice system of Moldova, and I think that I could make a contribution to an improvement of the system. I did realize would not be an easy endeavor because I looked at the rate of passes of candidates. So I was aware of it and I decided to take the risk because I know I've lived a modest, fair, honest life and I knew I had nothing to be afraid of. I had nothing that I had to hide away. So that's why I applied for this. I do not regret this experience regardless of the final decision of the Commission. I do not regret embarking on this journey. And now, I wouldn't want to sound pathetic, so to speak, and to beg for anything. All I want is, of course, a decision, well-reasoned, a legal decision, and I would like to wish you to remain in good health, to have peace of mind about what you do, and I wish you the best of success in your work for the best of everyone and for the prosperous thriving of Moldova in the future. That was all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that statement, we've come to the end of the hearing, and I thank you again for being with us this morning to answer questions, and of course also answer all the written questions to you. The Commission will now withdraw for deliberations, and as much as possible, the Commission will strive at delivering a decision within a month after the date of this hearing. I hereby declare the hearing closed, and thank you again for being with us this morning. Thank you.